Hey, welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. It's a cold day out there, 20 degrees this morning. Hope you're staying warm in this cold weather here in the Northeast. Today, I want to talk about agile coaches and Scrum Masters being more than just powerful questions. I was reading Bob Galen's newsletter. I do get newsletters from other coaches, and I read what they have concept wise, and wanted to share that today. And Bubbles is here. Hi, Bubbles. You saying hi to everyone? Um, Way down, Bubbles. Wow, I know. He was talking about how some of the coaching curriculum and all that has pushed more for coaches to be more of questioners or the professional coaches, as they say. And it was an interesting thing. I kind of agree with him in a way, and I've never really gone down the pure professional coaching route as an agile coach. And I want to explain a little bit how that's a little different from that and what I do. And what I'm suggesting here is where now is a time for agile coaches, scrum masters to be a little more technical or business savvy and help provide guidance and mentorship to the teams and not just always ask questions and not always just leave it up to the team, because our job is to help teams progress and produce and be the best they can be. Just asking questions sometimes isn't enough. Sometimes they need a little help. um so anyway, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way. And I got fur going everywhere from Bubbles. Bubbles is like, "Oh, Dad's on the show." Anyway, so I did restart my challenge, my 60-day challenge of getting up pre 5 a.m. in the morning and doing the little little show at 5:15 every day. So we went out there today. It was freezing cold, so that's out there if you're interested. Um, but let's get into this. Let's get in with Bob Galen. He was talking about, and I do encourage people. You should sign up for newsletters. Doesn't cost any money. Every once in a while, you got free time. It's one of the things I used in my free time the other day. Is since I got up so early, I had time to read those newsletters. So I read Bob's and see what it is. So I'm taking advantage of my challenge, my 60-day challenge of getting up way early in the morning, give myself some extra time so I could do a couple things, just one or two, not a lot, in the morning that I didn't do prior. And actually, this morning I actually um, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, so Bob was talking about how the I'm not going to go into what organizations, but there's been a big push, and it's always been there for agile coaches to be more on the professional coaching stance. Spend a primary of their time coaching in the professional coaching. And I know when I took my expert coaching, um, when I took the 6 month, and there was really a big push for getting evaluated on how well you demonstrated a professional coaching stance, not necessarily a coaching stance, but a more professional, where you did not imply your thoughts or into what was being coached. And you need that skill, because you have to know as an agile coach or scrum master when and where to do it. Now, what I find, and if you've been there, is where you ask these powerful questions. And what annoys me more is when you ask a question and you're looking for, I don't know if you're looking for an answer, you have to be careful you're not looking for an answer. But you ask a question and people don't have an answer, right? You don't want to ask the same question 10 times. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? You know, do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? How do you feel? How do you don't ask it through. And I notice a lot of times people do that. At some point you just got to say, here's a question. Then you offer, would you like me to give my thoughts on such a question, or my mentorship, or a little training, a little coaching of where I'm seeing this or seen this in the past? Maybe you can then give me some thoughts on that concept or that thought, right? So rather than not doing anything, but getting more engaged with the coachee on where your questions are going and help them out a little bit, right? And that's a little different from the pure coaching stance, which Bob Galen was talking about. But I want to add another thing because it is a new year. There is a push. Everyone's trying to figure out what is the place for Scrum Masters, what is the place for Agile coaches. And I want to offer that now's the time to up your game and your little bit of technical savvy. So not only just not asking questions, powerful questions, but also providing some technical guidance, some experiences, some knowledge that you gain. I have always been a proponent. If you're on a Scrum team or you're in a company, and when you first get in as a Scrum Master, you don't necessarily have to know exactly what they're doing and what their product line is and stuff like that. I get that. But you know what? After like a couple months or when you're into it, you should be already into understanding their product line, how their services work, how their system works, how their business works. So this applies for not only technical, but also business teams that you may be coaching as a Scrum Master. If you don't understand, like in marketing, how they do calls and the rates and what goes into that and how to make their processes more efficiently, you do a disservice or minimize your ability to help teams see things that they are not seeing. Because if you don't understand their process, how do you see that the process can be improved or understand the process without understanding the process, right? So you can't do process improvement without first understanding the process. So if you go talking, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? If you spend all day talking about baking cookies, which may not have anything to do, or fixing a car tire, or whatever, or digging a ditch, has nothing to do with what the team is working on, whether it be business or technical, it kind of gets annoying and people start diminishing it. What I'm not saying is that you should tell a tester or coder how to code necessarily, right? They're doing it 24/7, unless you've been a coder, but they do it 24/7. They probably more up to speed, hopefully, on the latest tech. Now, maybe you need to study the latest tech just to make sure that your team is on the latest technology. And maybe you ask a powerful question to a tech lead, says, have you all tried this? Or is this something you've done in the past? And just be curious about it, right? But don't come curious like, I have no idea what I'm asking about. Study it a little bit, study some automated tests, study AI, do the chat GPT. There's a 28-day challenge that somebody's offering or something like that they're doing for learning AI stuff, right? So there's things like that you can do. So take this time, get a little deeper in the mastery, because if you look at the way they did the graphic, I think um, graphic circle has got all these masteries. There's a business mastery, there's a technical mastery, and so on. Not enough emphasis is put on the technical or business mastery. Now's the time to 10x your career, 10x the service you provide your team by emphasizing a little bit more on those masteries, right? Come in a little expertise that you bring to the team that you can help guide them or ask better questions, right? So it's not just a powerful question, but it's a better question, a question related to the technical mastery, a question related to the business mastery that you're working, not some generic, powerful question, but more into the business or technical side of it that you can ask those powerful questions. Why don't you try this? Or I've seen this before, and why isn't that working, right? And you say, oh, okay. Do we need to worry about other things or APIs and all that kind of stuff that you should understand? So you've been there a few months, you should get there. So now's the time to study that. A lot of technical stuff. There's so much out there in the world. You can even ask ChatGPT to ask questions, but there's classes and things like that that you can go out there and take, books you can read. But I recommend what Bob Galen's saying. Do more than just ask those powerful questions. Do more than just take the coaching stance. Take a coaching stance, add a mentoring stance to it. Ask permission to help mentor. Ask permission to get into the technical mastery. Ask permission to get into business mastery. Say, do you mind if I ask a question about this? And you don't have to say I was studying or whatever, but those are the kind of things that you can ask about. So I wanted to share that with today. It was a good article. I do recommend Bob Galen's newsletter with a lot of other people's newsletters. It's free. It doesn't cost any money. I don't. And we even have a newsletter. If you're interested, I put it out every once in a while. I'm not as rigorous as these guys are for getting their newsletters out. Maybe I will be one day, but for now, it comes out every once in a while when I got a good thing going, or some results, or some survey, or something that might be of interest to the readers. And also, you get a free copy of my book, which is hiding right there behind there, that book, the Change Book. So you can get a copy of the Change Book in PDF form for free if you want. And you can join the Slack channel. If you join the newsletter, you get to join the Slack channel for free, and then you can ask questions. You can ask those powerful questions of other coaches and Scrum Masters and product owners and managers and business people and all those kind of things. If you have any questions, or me. With that, I want to wish you all happy Scrumming, a great day, and I hope your year is going off to a good start. Mine is definitely in changing with all my challenges that I'm doing every day now. All right. Take care, everyone, and enjoy. Have some fun too, by the way.